Hello. Chapter 5, Cash Control Systems. Section 1, Checking Accounts. This is an image of when you are depositing cash. So when you go to the bank and you want to deposit any type of cash, as in the bills, coins, or checks, this form needs to be filled out either by you or the bank. The top line here is for your bills, so 20s, hundreds, you write the total here. Next box is for your coins. These other boxes below are for your checks, so this would be the check number. And these numbers are the routing numbers that the bank uses for where the money comes from. This is part of a pay stub that will be connected to a check. So once you deposited the money, we bring the balance forward. So let's say you open an account, you had zero at the beginning, you deposited the $5,000, your subtotal will be $5,000, and you're ready for any other service charges, or writing a check, or carrying it forward. When endorsing a check, so if somebody wrote you a check, there's three ways that you can endorse it. First one is, let's say you were in person at the bank and you want to cash or deposit your check, you would simply just write your name on the back. That is called a blank endorsement. If someone wrote you a check and you want to pay it to someone else, then you can transfer the ownership of the check with a special endorsement by simply writing paid to the order of the person who you're transferring it to, and then you sign your name. The third option is a restrictive endorsement. This would be that if you were to send a check in by the mail to be deposited by the bank, you could do this. So you can write for deposit only to the account of whatever the account you have, and you sign your name. This way, if the check was lost or stolen, nobody else can cash your check. This first option, if you signed the check, and if it was lost or stolen, anyone can cash that check. This is a check stub and a check combined. So first step is you always fill out the check stub before writing the check. So before we had the brought balance forward, the amount deposited, we bring it down, and then the amount of the check that we will be writing, and then what our ending balance would be the brought forward or carried forward. Then we fill out the top, so amount of this check, the date that we're writing the check, who's it to, and what was it for. So this part here on the left gets filled out first before we fill out the check here on the right. On the right, you start with the date. Who are you writing it to? The amount of this check. Then the amount of this check written out in words. What was the check for? And the last part, you sign your name. If there was any errors on the check, like numbers or who's for, you would always just void the check. You would write the word void across the check and the check stub. And then when journalizing it, you would simply just write void for the account title and a dash over here on the cash saying nothing was taken out. All right, let's do a work together. So from your book, first step is there are 3 endorsements. Let's fill them out. First one was a blank endorsement, a special endorsement to Kelsey Sather, and a restrictive endorsement to deposit a check for the account of Balsam Lake Accounting. So this first one, you would just simply sign your name. Special endorsement, paid to the order of, and I believe it was Kelsey Sather. Sign your name. And thirdly, for deposit only, whatever the account that you have, and then sign your name. The next step is to fill out the check. So we have our balance brought forward. The amount that we deposited, which is $489. We bring down our subtotal. We have no other written here, so now we bring down our subtotal again. The amount this check, and then what our ending balance would be. Next, we fill at the top the amount this check, the date, who's it to, and what's it for. So we always fill out the check stub first. Next, we fill out the check, the date, who's it to, the amount, in words, and what was it for. Lastly, you sign it then. And that concludes section 1. Enjoy!